Hi everyone, how you doing this morning? Hey, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. A few weeks ago, we set up this VIC-20, and we got it running, and but we didn't do any more. All we did was get it running. So today, what we're gonna do is we were actually gonna get it hooked back up. We were gonna program a little simple program in there, or we're gonna try. And we're going to play a couple games, at least start to play them. There'll probably be a short video, but let's go back in time. What were the kids doing 43 years ago today? What were you doing? Let's step back in time. Let's do this together. All right, the first thing we want to do here, though, is hook this back up. And I'm not real sure where we left off. Wires everywhere, right? Why? When you put one wire down and put another wire down on top of it, it has to tangle up. It's just, look at, I even got a knot. It's like, I don't get it. I mean, I think at one time I seen a rule online about that. It's like a funny joke type thing. I need to try to find that someday. What we're going to do here is we're going to plug this in, the power. We're going to go off the floor down here. The same one the light's running off of. You know, someday I may get everything all set up and hid from everybody, I guess. But that wouldn't be me, I guess. That would not be me. So, again, video, I think it was yellow and black. So, black on the top and video on the bottom. TV. It's still all hooked up. Haven't really done much to it. Last week, I think I winterized some stuff. Did a video. One of them things you got to do. Well, I got my coffee. All right, let's get this going here. Did we turn it on? Yep, we turned it on. All right, what we're going to do here is we are going to check out this VIC. We have the joystick. I don't think really works. I think we need the paddles. I'm not real sure about it. What we're going to do, though, is we have 7 cartridges here. 7. We're going to try each one of them in there. We're not going to play the game because I don't think we have the paddles, but we're going to see how they look on the screen. We're also going to program just a little program. So let's try to find one in here that we can type real quickly. I think there's one up front that will. Yeah. All right. Let's type this one. This one should blink our name 300 times, whatever we type in there. So how we do that is it need to be 10. And these are a little weird here. It's not like, I guess in the day it wasn't, right? But typing in this, so I'm just gonna follow the program. It's like 10 print shift. This is what I'm typing, this little thing here. Return 20 for loop. All right. T equals 1, 2, 300. Oh, I got it. Then, and see, it's weird because you don't have to shift to get these. All right. Next. All right. All right. Return, and then print. Let's do all right. Then, oh, you know, I forgot. I don't know that I can go over either. Yeah, I forgot the line. And see, that's another thing. You can't. There might be a way. I don't know. So we're gonna go 30 print. We're going to YouTube. All right, and print YouTube. Hit enter. Then we need 40. We need another for loop. Not sure why. And I may have an extra space up there. T equals 1, 2, 300. All right. Next. Right. I think I did this wrong. And then 50. We'll see if we get an error. We'll do it again. Let's see. Then we hit enter and run. Oh no, it does it. It's going to blink 300 times, and I think it just repeats itself. 300 times, repeats itself. And to stop run, there's a key on the keyboard. I don't know if you can see that. Stop run here. All right. We're going to hit stop run, and it breaks. All right. And that's all we're going to do there. That's all we're going to do there because it's cumbersome. Not saying, to enter a big long program, I think it would be cool, and I know it's possible. I know it's possible. It's just I would be trying to video and trying to type, and so I don't know that it's good for this situation. I just actually want to show things. There is, I actually think there's a way to change the color. I think on the bottom of these keyboards, I don't know if you see that. I'm going to show this here. I'm hoping you can see it. There's colors here. There's keys, and then there's color stuff like that. So I think if we hit Control, if I'm not mistaken, we have a Control key, and we hit like red, yeah, it shifts the cursor and changes the color. Okay. So there's lots of different things, and if you notice on, I don't know if you, I ain't gonna show you again. Maybe I can. Here, on the bottom of this, let's try it again. On the bottom of these, there's all these different things to where you can graphical program it. I think it's the ASCII. There's a lot of ASCII cable or table keys there. In fact, I think it might be in here. Maybe I can show you a little better. Yeah, it's the ASCII. So you can do, and an old basic old DOS and, well, DOS, I guess, you use a lot of the bat files you used to create on an old Windows. I'm trying to put in perspective here. You used to use a lot of ASCII keys, so you can make these like graphics, right? So anyhow, let's move on. Let's move on. First game we're going to try is we're going to show clowns. All right. So what you do is you just push it in. I think I need to turn it off. Push it in, and it doesn't go in the easiest, but push it in, and we'll turn it back on. Let's see what happens. All right, it's actually fairly clean, but if I remember right, this for when I check some of these out, as far as the games that I had here and stuff, I needed the joypads. I don't have them. So anyhow, we're going to turn it off again. We're going to try this one right here. This next cartridge, if you noticed on there, it had like 3K of RAM. This one right here will expand the RAM. So I guess if you're typing something, like you have a tape recorder, because you can hook a tape into these. Like old, we used to use floppies. They had tapes back then. So we're going to turn it back on. This should expand the RAM out to 6K. Yeah, it's 6519. All right. So you have to buy cartridges to expand the RAM. All right. The next one we're going to try is, it's called Speed Math Bingo Math. All right. And you would think that you could use a keyboard on this, but I don't think you can. So we're going to turn it back on and see what this looks like. And that is not very nice looking. That is not very good looking. So we're not going to look at that very long. But these games are from 1982. Like, this is a Commodore 1982 at the bottom, it says. That's a long time. This one right here, it says Programmer's Aid Cartridge. I really have no clue what this is. I think I need to do some investigation. It may have a different type of, I don't know, different command set, maybe some libraries like we have and stuff. I don't think it does really anything to the system. Yeah, it really doesn't do much. In fact, well, it doesn't show on the screen, right? So we're not really going to do much with that. All right, the next one we have is called Number Nabber Shape Grabber. All right, let's see how this one looks. All right. And why this? Oh, that looks nice. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps. And I have one of the things that I want to share with you today is I have bought I think 3 different styles of vintage computers from this era, because this one was really fun. I actually got, just last week, I got an Atari 400. It didn't come in a fancy box. It didn't have anything that we could look at, any paperwork, but Atari 400. It had a bent pin on the side, but I don't think that matters. I did I did straighten the pin out. This says it has 16K RAM. I think we need to check the date when we fire this up, if we can fire it up, right? But anyhow, that's coming. That's coming. So anyhow, subscribe, like, share, please. Anyhow, this is making noise. It says F1 to start. Let's just have F1. It ain't starting. Yeah, it did. Now it's stuck. I think you gotta have I don't know. We're gonna turn it back off. 1982. All right, so we have a couple more here that we're gonna look at here, and then we're gonna call it a video. Call it a day, I guess. So this one, sorry. This is Seawolf. Seawolf. We're gonna look at Seawolf. And a lot of you may know these games. You may have played them. I never did. I was never really a gamer. That's why I don't know much about it. I was more of a programmer, and I still am. Well, not as much since I retired, but okay, this is like a battleship type game. And again, what I read online, and maybe somebody can comment below. There's a way to use the keyboard on these, but I read most of these games there's paddles, and I bought this for like $4 on the bay, but it doesn't really do what we need it to do, right? So anyhow, this is how this one looks. All right. The next one we have is called Chopper Lifter. All right. Plug it in. Okay. And on these other like Atari, I probably is going to buy some games for it too. I need to find them. This right here just comes yellow. I don't know that this game is any good. Oh yeah, it did. I must not have, like the old Nintendos. I didn't have to blow on it, but I guess it wasn't catching the pins. Anyhow, see what F1 does. Nothing. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate all of you. And until next time, have a wonderful day. And thanks for taking this little trip with me back in time.